the temperature must always be 27 degrees Celsius. Okay. Uh, but we may allow from 27 to 40 degrees for the routine concreting work. But for more than 40 degrees Celsius, we call it as a hot weather concreting. And during that hot weather concreting, we need to take certain precautions to maintain all these three basic qualities of the concrete. That is the strength, durability, and workability. What precaution is to be taken? That we have learnt in our last lecture, and we have defined that when the atmospheric temperature, the ambient temperature, when it is more than 40 degrees Celsius, we call it as a hot weather concreting. Okay. For that hot weather concreting procedure or methodology, the Indian standard is 7861 and part 1 and part 2. As I have explained, what happens to the concrete with the increase in atmospheric temperature? With the increase in the atmospheric temperature or the surrounding temperature, the water content, that is 38% we have fixed, that 38% water may get evaporated. That is one of the loss we may face. So due to that evaporation of the water from the concrete will lose its workability, because water acts as a lubricant, because we have limited it to 38%. Though we are adding certain admixtures, certain air entraining agents, certain plasticizers, super plasticizers, etc. So loss in the workability is measured in terms of the slump. Therefore, we say that there with temperature there is a loss of slump. So it can be seen from the graph that with the rise in temperature, how the slump loses. Initially, the temperature was between 0 to 10 degrees or 5 degrees Celsius. The slump was 120 millimeters. Means the concrete was of pumpable type or self-compacting concrete. But as the temperature increases from 5 degrees to 50 degrees Celsius, the slump loses, means the water evaporates due to two main things: increase in atmospheric temperature, evaporation of the water from the concrete, first thing. And second is, with the increase in the temperature, we have also seen that the rate of gain of the strength of concrete, we have seen with the increase in temperature, the rate of gain of the strength of the concrete also increases. Let us allow one body today. Again, it will be request to Gaurav. Slide, you are seeing the slide and listening the noise voice.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Because there's
Yes, sir. Yes.
some disruption was there. So two things you must understand what happens due to the summer situation. Two main thing happens due to the evaporation. We lose the 38% quantity of water. So loss of water, loss of workability, loss of strength, and then loss of durability. And due to rise in atmospheric temperature, the concrete temperature also rises, and that increases the hydration process. Hydration is the chemical reaction we have seen. So with increase in the temperature also, the hydration process rate increases, which results in rate of gain of the strength. And for that also, we get lesser water due to this evaporation or increase in temperature. So therefore, over and all, that hampers to the strength, durability of the concrete and workability also. So therefore, the necessary precautions are needed that we have discussed in our last lecture. But the causes behind that we must learn by heart. So what happens due to hot weather concreting, the special problems? The rapid rate of hydration of cement, just now I have told you, quick setting and early stiffening, hardening, rapid evaporation of the mixing water, greater plastic shrinkage. I have told you what is the meaning of the plastic shrinkage. That is the surface of the concrete which gets evaporated due to the atmospheric temperature and due to the loss of water from the surface of the concrete. As there is no other thing to take the place of the water, the concrete shrinks, the volume of the concrete reduces due to evaporation of the water from the surface, and that is called as the plastic shrinkage. And due to this uneven plastic shrinkage, there are shrinkage cracks on the surface of the concrete. Okay, and as you all know, these cracks are harmful from the strength as well as durability point of view. And durability, I will again repeat, is related with permeability. Permeability is again related with the percolation of the water into the concrete. Okay, so there are numerous things related with the durability, permeability, percolation of water, corrosion of the reinforcement. Then due to the hot weather, hot temperature, we get lesser time for the finishing because the quick setting occurs. Relative humidity of the concrete reduces. Absorption of water by the subgrade formwork and reinforcement also. The water is being absorbed due to the summer, due to the heat by the subgrade formwork, that is the centering, and the reinforcement, because the reinforcement is of iron, steel, and as you know, it gets very high temperature due to the summer and it evaporates the water from the concrete. Therefore it is difficult in continuous and uninterrupted for the curing also, and difficulty in incorporation of the air entrainment. All these things we have seen, precautions to be taken. So the concrete temperature is to be maintained as low as possible. I have told you that 27 degrees is the ideal temperature. So what to do then to maintain the temperature of the concrete? Then to maintain the temperature of the concrete, we have to reduce the temperature of the ingredients. So we can reduce the temperature of the ingredients like the coarse and the fine aggregate. Also, we can reduce the temperature of the formwork. We can reduce the temperature of the reinforcement by sprinkling of the water over it, and also by using the ice in the concrete. These two precautions we definitely take while we perform the concrete in the summer. Okay, and then after, during the production and the delivery, as we have discussed, we should mix the ice. Only ice is to be mixed by considering the water cement ratio. If you want to add the ice, then definitely initially you have to use the lesser water so as to maintain the water cement ratio as 0.38. That is 38% of the water by weight of the cement. That is, we have finalized it. So reinforcement, formwork and subgrade and aggregate should be sprinkled with cooler water. The concrete should be placed in smaller layers. Thickness of the layer should be as small as possible. Placing either the jute bags or the plastics over the wet surface of the concrete, again so as to form a film between the concrete and the atmosphere, so that water from the concrete will not get evaporated, will not get outside. Also, I have also told you that there is a compound or a chemical you note down in your notebook called as a curing compound. That curing compound is to be sprayed over the surface of the concrete That curing compound is of two types, that is the resin based RESI and resin based, and the wax based wax based. They are the basic ingredients of that curing compound, resin and the wax. What does they do? They form a film like the plastic sheet, like the jute bag between the concrete and the atmosphere, acts as a shield and does not allow the water from the concrete to get evaporated. Okay, and also that film is of white color, so therefore it acts as a reflecting surface, reflectant, and the sun rays are reflected. To some extent the temperature can be reduced. Also, a very important thing is done in summer concreting is the maximum temperature during summer is between 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. So between this period, the concreting is as far as possible avoided. Either concreting is to be done in the night, that is preferable. Nowadays the technology is so advanced, as has been shown here on the slide. The lighting arrangements are there, huge pumps, transit mixers, etc. are there. So it is very possible, and it is being adopted, that the concreting is done in night, or the concreting is to be done before 12 p.m., means early morning to 12 p.m., or after 4 p.m. in the evening, in the afternoon, 4 to at you can continue in the night also. So this practice is to be taken. Now friends, with this we'll be moving on to the last part, that is the underwater concreting, or the concreting is done in certain some grouting etc. in the bentonite slurries etc. But mainly the underwater concreting. As a civil engineer, we have to construct lot of the structures in the water body, like the flowing river, like the ocean, like the sea, like the reservoir. Either we have to construct across the stream, across the nala, across the river, or maybe sometimes like the Worli Sea Link in the Bombay, the existing sea, we have constructed the big bridges, or we have to construct the dam across the flowing river. So we have to construct the watertight structures. So therefore, what precautions are to be taken while constructing such underwater concreting, that we have to see. What are the various methods adopted? There are 4 to 5 methods while carrying out this underwater concreting. The first method is called as the bottom dump bucket method. Bottom dump bucket method. As has been shown here, this is a bucket, a very huge bucket of almost, its capacity is 4 to 5 cubic meters. This huge bucket is open from the top and it is closed from the bottom, but can be opened from the bottom. There are certain sliding or opening arrangement at the bottom. There are such small gates type arrangement is there and can be opened from the bottom. There are certain chain and pulley arrangements are there, and the operator who is sitting in the crane at the top can open this bucket from the bottom. This bucket is also used for the multi-storied building. We have seen earlier in the transportation and placing of the concrete, this crane and bucket arrangement. So the same type of the bucket. So in this bucket, the concrete is being either poured from the transit mixer or with the help of the pumps. When this bottom portion of the bucket is closed or these gates are closed, this is filled with concrete outside the water, and later on this bucket is brought above the water where we want to place the concrete inside the water. Whether we are placing the concrete for the foundation of the bridge, for the foundation of the dam, or maybe concreting for the columns, piers, abutments of the bridges or the dams, etc. So first finalizing the location above the water, bringing that bucket over the water and slowly moving this bucket inside the water where we want to place the concrete. After this bucket dumping inside the water, brought slowly to the location, the bottom gates of this bucket are opened, and naturally as these gates are opened, the concrete inside the bucket will fall down and will reach to the location where we want to place the concrete. Naturally, when we place the concrete below the water, before placing the concrete, we naturally provide or construct the formwork. Okay, and in this formwork, we place the concrete. Maybe formwork with reinforcement, definitely, or maybe formwork without reinforcement. So after placing the concrete, after opening these buckets, naturally the bucket gets empty. This is taken out, again refilled with the concrete, again brought back, and again the placing of the concrete. This is done layer by layer, and after reaching the concrete in that formwork above the water, then there is no problem. The problem lies only is performing the concrete below the water. Now, the ingredients of the concrete are the as like the other ingredients, as like the regular concrete. Now, what are the precautions needed to be taken when we place the concrete in the water? The main precaution needed to be taken is there should not occur any segregation of the ingredients. Separation means the coarse aggregate should not get separated from the fine aggregate. The fine aggregate and the coarse aggregate should not get separated from the cement and water paste. So precaution is to be taken to keep that concrete as cohesive as possible. To keep that concrete as cohesive as possible, what precaution again needed to be taken? Certain cohesive additional materials like the pozzolanas, like the fly ash, or certain admixtures, cohesive admixtures. We will be learning later on in self-compacting concrete. But those admixtures are needed to be added so that after placing that concrete coolly below the water, silently, there should not be any disturbance while placing because of the danger of segregation. The concrete is to be placed. Nothing happens after placing the concrete into the water, into the formwork, to the concrete. That is the danger of separation of the cement and water paste, etc. Once it is placed, nothing will happen. Automatically the concrete will set, become hardened with the time as the other concrete. Only what is precaution? That cohesiveness, there should not be any segregation. Sometimes bit a more quantity of cement is used. Okay, at the cost of increase of the cement, the quality of concrete is required to be maintained. Now the second method, friends. In this second, the first way what we have seen, using the bucket and the crane. Okay, second method is a bit rude method or a old style method, wherein the empty cement bags made up of the jute bags, they are filled with dry or semi-dry mixture of all the concrete ingredients. The, the empty cement bags outside the water, as shown here, the empty cement bags outside the water are filled with all the dry or bit using small quantity of water, semi-dry, is put or is filled into these bags, and these bags are then later on lifted and put inside the water where the concreting is to be done. As these bags are enclosed with the dry concrete ingredients, after it is placed, it reacts with the surrounding water and the hydration of the cement takes place. I need not repeat again what is hydration of the cement. All of you have very well understood it is what hydration is, this chemical process. So hydration of the cement takes place, and due to the hydration, the bonding and binding of the ingredients, that is the fine and the coarse aggregate, takes place, and with the time the whole mass of this dried material gets converted into a rock like concrete mass. Okay, so this is the second method, wherein the empty cement bags are filled with dry or semi-dry mixture of the cement, fine and the coarse aggregate, and is deposited on the bed below the water. Though it may not give satisfactory concrete result, but to a lesser important structure, this can be used, this method. Okay, no other alternatives are there. Now this is the latest method nowadays used, this method and the next method, as has been shown here in this sketch or the photograph. These are called as the Tremie, T-R-E-M-I-E, Tremie pipe method. This method is called as the Tremie pipe method. At the top of this Tremie pipe, there is a funnel like opening, हिंदी में जिसे हम चाड़ी कहते हैं, फनेल, रॉकेल की वगैरह जैसे रहती है फनेल. It's a big size funnel wherein there is an opening at the top, and this funnel is attached with the pipe, maybe of this size pipe, that is 10 centimeters at the top, 20 centimeters at the bottom. The height may be of part 30 centimeters, or maybe longer pipe or the bigger pipe, wherein the small tremies are fixed. Tremies are nothing but the pipe. Tremie pipe are nothing but these long pipes, which is capped, or at the top is this funnel, and through this funnel the concrete is placed, the regular concrete, again a very regular concrete, by maintaining the proper water cement ratio, by maintaining the workability, because we want to put the concrete in the pipe where we cannot compact to this concrete by the vibrator. So we need to provide more workability, more cohesiveness. So all that precaution is to be taken by adding certain admixtures. Two types of the admixtures I have already explained. One is the pozzolanic material, that is the fly ash, etc., fly ash men, or other pozzolanic material, ground granulated blast furnace slag, finely ground, or the other like the volcanic tuff or the volcanic ash. These are mixed into the concrete. By maintaining the water cement ratio and the higher slump, this concrete is put through these tremies. These are the tremies at the top, you can see, and through this funnel and the pipe, this pipe is inserted in the concrete, in the water, below the water where the concrete is to be placed, in the formwork, and the bottom of this pipe or bottom of this tremie is closed. This bottom of this pipe or bottom of this tremie is closed with a thick plug, with a thick polyethylene sheet. The bottom of this pipe is fixed with the thick polyethylene sheet. We can call it as a plug. And this pipe is inserted into the formwork below the water where concrete is needed to be placed. And this pipe is filled with the concrete through this funnel and the pipe arrangement, and is again filled with concrete whose bottom is plugged with a polyethylene sheet. After this pipe is filled with concrete, a small jerk is given to this pipe with the help of the crane and lifting arrangement, so that this bottom polyethylene sheet will get torn off, will get broken, and the concrete will be placed here, and this can be lifted slowly upwards. Okay, why the care is to be taken for lifting the slowly upwards? So that there should not be any segregation or separation of the ingredients of the concrete. And in this way, this concrete in this tremie will slowly spread into the formwork as it has been made cohesive, self-compacting. So no necessity to compact it by the vibrator. It will set and the compact on its own, gets maximum density as possible. And the tremie is then lifted upwards, again brought to the completed top surface of the concrete. पानी के नीचे में जहां तक के कंक्रीट हुआ है, जहां तक पहले लेयर का हो गया दूसरे का, उसके ऊपर में फिर से ट्रेमी रखेंगे, फिर से ट्रेमी को नीचे से प्लास्टिक की पॉलीथिलीन शीट लगाएंगे नीचे से। क्यों लगाएंगे? क्योंकि कंक्रीट, आफ्टर दिस ट्रेमी इज फिल्ड विथ कंक्रीट, वी कैन लिफ्ट दिस ट्रेमी गिविंग बिट ए जर्क, थोड़ा झटका देंगे इसको ताकि ये नीचे का जो पॉलीथिलीन शीट है वो फटेगी, इट विल बी टॉर्न, इट विल बी ब्रोकन, and this concrete will spread in this pipe below the water into the formwork, and again it will be emptied, again lifted up, again refilled, and this process is continued. This process is continued till the concrete reaches to the top of the water surface. You can see here the arrangement of the funnel, of this pipe and the tremie, and pouring the concrete into the formwork, with the bottom sealed with the polyethylene sheet. After this tremie is lifted with giving the jerk, this bottom gets torn up, this concrete will spread into the formwork, it will set, it will get compacted on its own, because we are using certain ingredients, certain admixtures, okay, some cohesive material, some self-compacting material, so that other than these three, that is the water, cement and the aggregate, this will help for getting the well compacted concrete of good quality below the water. So this is the second method called as the tremie method. Okay, you have seen the sizes of the tremie, you have understood the method. So by performing this process repeatedly, we bring the concrete members above the water surface. After bringing these concrete members above the water surface, we will, then there is no problem for constructing above water. Okay friends, So in this way, you can see how the concreting is to be done below the water by the TRIMI method. Okay. So we have seen the first method, that is by using the crane. Second is by using the dry or semi-dry mixture of the concrete, putting into the bags, those bags putting into the water. Third, we have seen the TRIMI method. Okay. I think you all must have understood the basics. Now there is another method which is called as a grouting process of pre-packed aggregate. Fourth method. That is what is done again in the formwork below the water. The formwork is to be first erected, is to be constructed. Formwork means wherein we place the concrete. As far as possible, if possible, by constructing certain water or dewater, by making certain dewatering arrangement, the water is removed from the concrete, from that formwork. That formwork is made waterproof, dry. In that formwork is necessarily of the component of the structure, that is of the foundation, of the pier, of the abutment, of the bridge or the dam, which is below water. So that formwork is dried by removing the water, and that formwork is filled in small layers, not more than 30 or 50 centimeters, in small layers by the dry ingredients of the concrete. That is by the dry aggregates, coarse and the fine aggregate. Okay? They are packed properly. They are packed properly into the formwork, maybe by certain mechanical arrangement, by ramming, etc. It is packed into the formwork, and later on it is grouted. It is grouted with the help of the cement and the water slurry. Grouting means what? By preparing a cement and the water paste outside the water, and it is being forced through small pipes into these dry packed aggregates. It is forced, it is injected into these aggregates, dry packed aggregates, so that the voids into these aggregates, coarse and the fine aggregate, are filled with this cement and water paste, which is injected through the pipes with the help of the compressed air. And after injecting this into the aggregate, which are put with only 30 to 50 centimeter height, that voids in these aggregates are filled with the cement and the water paste, and again a compact concrete is being produced. I will again repeat in Hindi. दिस इज द फोर्थ, ये चौथी मेथड है, जिसमें क्या करते हैं कि जो फॉर्मवर्क है वो फॉर्मवर्क पानी के अंदर पहले बना लेते हैं. जो स्ट्रक्चर है हमारा, ब्रिज है, डैम है, जो भी है, वो स्ट्रक्चर के जो कंपोनेंट है, फाउंडेशन है, पियर है, एबटमेंट है, तो उसका फॉर्मवर्क पहले हम जैसे जमीन के ऊपर करते हैं, आपने मेट्रो में वगैरह देखा होगा, तो वैसे पानी के नीचे हम बना लेंगे. और फॉर्मवर्क बनाने के बाद में उसको पक्का बनाएंगे, वो ऐसे हिलेगा नहीं, बहुत ही सॉलिड फॉर्मवर्क बनाएंगे. और वो फॉर्मवर्क में का पानी निकाल लेंगे, उसको पंप वगैरह लगा के वी विल रिमूव द वाटर फ्रॉम द फॉर्मवर्क, वी विल मेक द फॉर्मवर्क ड्राई. वो फॉर्मवर्क को ड्राई करेंगे अंदर से, बाहर तो पानी है, पूरा पानी नहीं निकाल सकते हम, सिर्फ अंदर का पानी फॉर्मवर्क में का. फॉर्मवर्क एक्ट्स एज ए वेल. फॉर्मवर्क एखादे कुएं जैसा है, उसमें से पानी निकाल लिया हमने, फॉर्मवर्क को भी वाटर टाइट बनाया, लीक प्रूफ बनाया, और पूरा पानी निकालने के बाद में फिर उसमें हमने कोर्स एग्रीगेट यानी गिट्टी और रेती, इनका जो प्रॉपर मिक्सचर है, इनको मिक्स किया अच्छे से, और इनको मिक्स करके वो फॉर्म वर्क में रख दिया, उसको अच्छे से कॉम्पैक्ट किया, अच्छे से ऊपर से रैमिंग वगैरह करके उसको ठोक के कॉम्पैक्ट किया। और कॉम्पैक्ट करने के बाद में पानी के बाहर हमने एक और अलग कंटेनर में सीमेंट और वाटर, इसकी पेस्ट बनाया सर, विथ एडिशन ऑफ द सर्टन एडमिक्सचर्स। एक बहुत अच्छा एडमिक्सचर है, उसको सुपर प्लास्टिसाइजर करके बोलते हैं। वो सीमेंट और वाटर इनको ऐड करने के बाद में उसके साथ ऐड किया, तो वो उसको बहुत अच्छी वर्केबिलिटी देता है, बहुत फ्लोई बनाता है, वो बहने वाला बनाता है। और इस मिक्सचर को हमने पाइप के माध्यम से, with the help of the pipes which are inserted into this pre-packed dry coarse and fine aggregate, जो पहले से पैक किया हुआ कोर्स और फाइन एग्रीगेट है, उसके अंदर हमने पहले ही पाइप गाड़ के रख दिए जिसको छेद है। और ये पाइप में से हमने सीमेंट और पानी की स्लरी जो है, जिसको एडमिक्सचर भी डाला है सुपर प्लास्टिसाइजर, इसको हमने कॉम्प्रेस्ड एयर के साथ में, कॉम्प्रेस्ड एयर से क्या होता है, उसको फोर्स मिलता है, और उसके साथ में ये कंक्रीट में उसको हमने फोर्स किया, इसको हमने घुसाया जबरदस्ती से। इसको एक हमारे सिविल इंजीनियरिंग के इसमें इसे ग्राउटिंग करके कहते हैं, सीमेंट ग्राउटिंग करके कहते हैं। आप नोटबुक में नोट, या आपको मालूम होगा तो अच्छी बात है, नहीं मालूम होगा तो ग्राउटिंग, दिस प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड एज द ग्राउटिंग, क्योंकि हमको आगे में ये काम आने वाला है ग्राउटिंग वर्ड। तो ये ग्राउटिंग से क्या होगा, ग्राउटिंग प्रोसेस ऑफ द प्री पैक्ड एग्रीगेट, इससे क्या होगा कि वो सीमेंट और पानी की जो स्लरी है वो पूरे गिट्टी और रेती में जो वाइड से इसके अंदर घुस जाएगी, क्योंकि हम फोर्स से इसको घुसा रहे हैं अंदर में विद द कॉम्प्रेस्ड एयर। वो पूरी अंदर के वाइड्स में पैक हो जाएगी और अंदर के पूरे वाइड्स फील करेगी, भर देगी पूरे, और उसमें कोई वाइड्स नहीं रहेगी, कोई छेद नहीं रहेगा, कोई पोर्स नहीं रहेगा। और जैसे जैसे विद द टाइम अगेन, एज द सेटिंग ऑफ दिस सीमेंट स्लरी स्टार्ट्स, this mass will get the strength, durability, and the hardness and the toughness of the concrete, like the rock-like structure, rock-like mass. Okay, so this is the fifth process of the concreting done underwater. Okay, so we have seen first, that is by the crane and the bucket. Second, we have seen by the this pre-packed dry and semi-dry gunny bags putting into the concrete, putting into the formwork. Third, we have seen using the tremy method, and this we have seen by grouting the pre-packed aggregate. And now the last, which is also a latest method, जो आज जो टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप हुई है, कि जिसमें कैसा है कि आप कितने भी दूर से, यानी आज तो ऐसा है कि वी कैन कैरी द concrete from almost 2 to 3 kilometers with the helps of the pipes and the pumps. Now the concrete can be carried with the help of the pipes and the pumps. The pumps are of so much heavy pumping capacity that they can pump the concrete, which is made up of the coarse, fine aggregate and the cement and the water and the admixture, to pump through these pipes to 3-4 kilometers. So with this advanced technology, nowadays the concreting, underwater concreting is being done with the helps of the pipes and the concrete pumps, wherein, as you can see in these photographs, that concrete is being brought from some ready mix concrete plants through this mixture, transit mixers, and after bringing, these are placed into here the concrete pumps are there, huge concrete pumps are there, and these pumps are connected with the pipes, and these pipes, like shown here, 2 pipes here, some 2 pipes here, these are put into the water. You can see here water, the water is very clear, so therefore pipe can be seen. moving below the water, and these are inserted into the formwork. Okay, and into this formwork, this concrete which is already prepared, again the necessity of the concrete is all other ingredients are the same, only the added ingredients are the cohesive material. Those cohesive material are again the fly ash, or we can say pozzolanic material. You always keep this in mind. Pozzolana are the material, are the siliceous material. They contain maximum silica, silicon oxide, bit calcium oxide, bit aluminum oxide, but maximum of the silicon oxide. This fly ash or pozzolanic material on itself, they don't have any binding property, but they are in a very fine condition. They are spherical in shape, so they give more workability, as well as they have the tendency to keep all these concrete cohesive. They keep the concrete bonded, so they does not allow the concrete to be segregated. So that pozzolanic material, that is the fly ash, or maybe the rice husk ash, or maybe a volcanic tuff or volcanic ash, that is used, or ground granulated blast furnace slag, again finely ground, is used as a pozzolanic material, or certain chemical admixtures are there. They are used as a binding material, as a cohesive material, non-segregating. These out with this the concrete is being prepared and is being poured through these pipes to the place where the underwater concreting is required to be done. And then after putting the concrete, these pipes are very easily taken out. Not like bit difficulty in ट्रेमी टाइप ऑफ द मेथड. ट्रेमी में जैसा है कि नीचे में वो हमें शीट लगानी पड़ती है प्लास्टिक वगैरह टोवर होने के लिए, फूटने के लिए. तो यहाँ तो कोई ऐसा प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, हम ऊपर से आराम से रख सकते हैं. आज टेक्नोलॉजी इतनी एडवांस्ड है कि द ऑपरेटर हु इज सिटिंग इन दिस क्रेन ऑपरेटर कैन सी below the water also by putting certain cameras that what is happening, how the concreting is being placed below the water, and we can get a best quality of the concreting nowadays below the water at any depth. Okay, so in this way we can construct any type of the structure in any depth of the water, in any quality of the water. Okay, so this is the fifth method wherein the pipes and the concrete pumps are used. I think everybody of you have understood. Again, just for after concluding the lecture, we will again bit repeat. Underwater concreting we have started today. Earlier we have discussed bit about the summer concrete or the hot weather concrete. Underwater concreting, the first method is bottom dump bucket. You have seen here the bottom dump method bucket. Here also that bucket is shown here. This bucket is like this. Bottom dump bucket, this is brought through the crane. It is put in this way in the below the water concreting. So bottom dump bucket filled with concrete. This is the first method. Second method is empty cement bags filled with dry or semi-dry mixture of the cement, fine and the coarse aggregate, that is depositing. Second method. Third method is with the help of the Tremy pipe. Okay, number of times this is asked in exam, using the Tremy pipe. So you should be ready with all these things. अंडर कॉन्क्रीटिंग, और अंडर वाटर कॉन्क्रीटिंग के ऊपर तो नोट आती है. तो ये सब चारों पांचों मेथड आपको बहुत डिटेल में नहीं लिखना, लेकिन शॉर्ट में तो आपको लिखते आना चाहिए. ये बाद में हमने ट्रेमी मेथड देखा, उसके ये ट्रेमी मेथड का एक स्केच भी यहाँ पे है. बाद में हमने देखा कि बाय ग्राउटिंग, द नेक्स्ट मेथड इज बाय ग्राउटिंग प्रोसेस ऑफ द प्री पैक्ड एग्रीगेट. ओके, बाय packing the coarse and the fine aggregate in the formwork, and by then grouting process I have explained you, that is forcing the cement and water paste along with certain admixture into the pre-packed aggregate with the help of the pipe and with the help of the compressed air. Okay, so as to make the watertight concrete. Then we have seen underwater concreting with the help of the pipes and the pumps. That is the latest technology. In all this, I have been repeatedly mentioning you about the admixtures. Okay, two admixtures I am hammering one again and again. One is the pozzolanic material and another is the chemical admixture. Okay, both these admixtures help two things. They make the concrete cohesive. They does not allow the concrete to be segregative, and also they make the concreting self-compacting. Self-compacting concrete. Now to the last part. As only to know the methods, sometimes we have to find the air content in the concrete. Okay, because while concreting there are so many methods, there are so many processes involved. That is the batching, then mixing, then transporting, then placing. Okay, batching, mixing, transporting, placing. During all these methods, the processes, some air in the atmosphere gets mixed into the concrete, and this air, I have told you earlier that this air needs to be removed from the concrete. And what we do for removing this air from the concrete, we compact the concrete with the help of the vibrators. Various types of the vibrators are there, and I have very meticulously told you that 1% of the air voids in the concrete reduces the strength by almost 10 kilograms per centimeter square. 1% of the voids in the concrete reduces the strength of 10 to 15 kilograms per centimeter square. तो concrete में air content रहना तो नहीं चाहिए. As far as possible, that air is to be removed. And what we do for removal of the air? We use the vibrators. Either the inserted vibrators or by the surface vibrators. Okay, बाहर से भी vibrating हम करते हैं. तो ये एयर कंटेंट निकालने के लिए तीन मेथड है. सिर्फ हमें मेथड मालूम ही करना है, बाद में इसके कोई ज्यादा डिटेल में नहीं जाना है. वो है प्रेशर मेथड, volumetric method or gravimetric method. Three methods are there to know this air content. That is the pressure method, volumetric method and the gravimetric method. We need not go into the detail, but we should know the names of the method and what is the importance of air content. Air content should be as minimum as possible, and these are the methods. Okay, pressure, volumetric and the gravimetric method. As far as possible, we should be with less concrete with air. So friends, अभी धीरे धीरे हम सब्जेक्ट में और अच्छे से घुल मिल रहे हैं, समझ रहे हैं. ये एक फोटोग्राफ है, आप देख रहे हैं, wherein you can see the concrete is being prepared either at some ready mix concrete plant or maybe at site. But how the concrete should be is by doing practically by the site engineer or the site supervisor by preparing such ball of the concrete. जो concrete हमने बनाया है उसका ऐसा बॉल बनाएंगे या लड्डू बनाएंगे एक आधा. ये लड्डू ऐसा कोहेसिव बनना चाहिए. This ball should look like this. If we throw this ball by say half meter or by 30 centimeter, and if we catch this ball with the hand, it should not get segregated or separated after holding the ball at the bottom in the hand. So that concrete, practically we say that it's a good cohesive concrete. Though we prepare the concrete in RMC by all the computerized methods, etc., and by concrete mixed design that we will be learning later on. The concrete over and all, the practical aspect of the concrete or the visual concrete or by handling the concrete should have this consistency. The ball should be like this. And we as a engineer should not shy of preparing such ball by our hand. हमने खुद ने शर्म ना रखते हुए कंक्रीट में हाथ डाल के जो भी बाहर में घमेले में लेके in taking some pan and we should prepare such ball and we should see that such cohesive concrete should be made. If we throw this concrete in the air and if we catch it again, it should be intact. Okay, this person in your photograph, this blue helmet man, he is a great concrete expert. He is no more now. His name is Mr. Remedio. Okay, so he introduced this practical aspect of getting a good cohesive concrete. Okay, this is a bit a practical because ultimately our aim is to get a good concrete. If no non-cohesive concrete, it will look like this. If we take it at the hand, it will look like this. Poor cohesion, it will look like this. Good cohesion, the ball will look like this. And if over cohesion means more quantity of the cement, then it will look, because we don't want over cohesive, we want good cohesive concrete. Okay, so here we will take the break today. As I have been repeating again and again, what quality we should inculcate. Our concrete should be as durable as these monuments which are created thousands of the years ago. Okay friends, so today we will take break. Don't leave the class. Again, it will be my request to all of you to